Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Code with Sunny, and today I'm going to discuss the problem determine if string halves are alike, okay, of lead code. Index number is 1704 and the problem is of easy type. Okay, so let's jump over to the problem statement. We have been given a string s of even length. Okay, so the length of the string is going to be even, and we have to split this string into two halves of equal length. That is, first would be a like substring starting from 0 to n by 2, and second string would be of starting from n by 2 to the end of the string, and let a be the first half and b be the second half of the string that we have taken the substring. Okay, now two strings are said to be alike if they have the same number of vowels. Okay, so that is, if we have two strings s1 and s2, and two strings are said to be alike if they have the same number of vowels. Okay, now you can see the vowels that are allowed here are a, e, I, o, u, and corresponding their capital letters. Okay, you can see, notice that s contains uppercase and lowercase letters both, and we have to return true if a and b are alike, otherwise return false. Okay, now the question is somewhat confusing, and that confusing part is like we have to split this string into two equal halves of equal length. Okay, it means that we have to take the substring starting from 0 to n by 2 and n by 2 to the last of the string. And now one more part is if two strings are going to be alike, that is they have the same number of vowels, you can easily see we have to find the count of the number of vowels that are in the left substring, and the count of number of vowels that are in the right substring, and we have to check if the count is going to match. Then we are going to return true, otherwise we are going to return false. Okay, so let's head over to the constraints. Then I'm going to explain this problem with the help of example. Okay, so strings length is going to vary up to 1000, and s length is always going to be even because you have to divide this string into two equal halves, and the s consists of characters of uppercase and lowercase letters. Okay, now let's head over to the example to analyze this problem in detail. Okay, so okay, you can see I have taken, let's take a string. Okay, so I'm going to take a string like text book. Now you can see we have to divide this string into two equal halves such that the number of okay, so we are going to first divide this string into equal halves. It would be like have the partition like this, that is first n by 2 characters and the last n by 2 characters both lie in the different strings. Okay, now we have two separate strings, text and book. Okay, let's call it as s1 and s2. Now you can see we have to find out the number of vowels in this character in this string and number of vowels in this string, and if the vowel count v1 and vowel count in this string v2, if both matches, we have to say that yes, both strings are going to be alike. Okay, you can see the we are going to first ignore the case and then match the characters, because a, e, I, o, u and the corresponding capital letters should be counted as in vowel. Okay, now let's count the vowel. E is the vowel, and in this case O and O, two vowels are there. So if V1 is coming out to be 1, but V2 is coming out to be 2. So in this case our answer should be false because V1 is not matching with V2. Okay. Okay, now let's suppose we have something like okay, so let's modify my string, and let's say we have something like this one. Okay, I'm going to just erase this t, and let's say that we have some string like okay, texi. Okay, if we have this type of string, you can see what is the count of vowels in this string. You can see e and I are vowels, and in this case o first o and second o are vowels. Yeah, again 2 is coming out to be 2, v1 and v2 both are same. And what about if we change these characters like tex capital I? It doesn't that is our answer doesn't change because we have to ignore the case and then find out the count of vowels. You can see easily in this problem I have the statements like small a, e, I, o, u, and capital A, e, I, o, u, both type of small case vowels and capital case vowels should be included in our answer. Okay, now one thing that I should have to mention, that how to convert one case characters to another case characters efficiently. Okay, let's write some stuff over here. You can see small a and up to small z. Okay, it's the ASCII codes start from 97, I think yes, I'm right. And it goes up to 122. You can see if we consider the binary representation of these starting from the numbers 97 to 122, or the bits at the fifth position you can easily see, or the bits at the fifth position is starting from zero based indexing. It should be like, okay, so if you're not going to understand it, so let's write 97, and it can be represented as okay, so I'm going to write it can be represented as 32 plus 64 plus 1. Okay, so if I'm going to write the binary representation of this 97, it should be like place 1 over here, and for position 2, that is if I'm considering at 0 based indexing starting from the right, it should be 0 position, and this should be 1th position, and again it will be like 0 and 0 and 0, and then for 32 it should be 1, and for 64 it should be 1. Okay, now you can see this is the binary representation of 97. Okay, and if this is the binary representation of 97, you can easily see starting numbers from 97 to 122, all the numbers will contain the bit at position this, that is, you can see 32. Okay, why it should contain? Because all the numbers are going to be greater than 64 plus 32, which is greater than 96. So all the numbers will contain this set bit equal to 1 at this position. So what does this signify? So it basically signifies that we can easily convert this small a characters to this capital A case characters by taking the XOR, that is this, if CH is the character, by taking the XOR with 32. It will convert this small case characters to the uppercase characters. Why? Because you can easily see if 1 is present over there, and if you take XOR with 32, it should be like 1 and 1, and if the bits are going to be same, just our answer would be coming out to be 0, which is nothing but I'm going to subtract 32 from that. If I'm going to subtract 32 from that, then the character corresponding to my smaller case characters will be automatically shifted to capital case characters. In this case, you can see small a can be shifted to capital A by taking 97 XOR 32, which will come out to be around, if you subtract 32, then it will come out to be 65, which is nothing but the ASCII code of the capital A. Okay, so this is the method I'm going to use if the current character is going to be a vowel or not efficiently. Okay, so let's head over to the code to find out the best solution of this problem. Okay, you can see I have a is vowel function that is going to basically check if my current character is going to be vowel or not. Okay, so if 32 and ch, that if there is a bit at the fifth position starting from the right side of a number in its binary representation, if I'm going to consider zero based indexing, and if it is 1, it means that there is a smaller case character, small a to small z, that is from 97 to 32. Just take XOR of it. Now my ch would become the capital case characters. Just check the vowels a, e, I, o, u. Okay, and if it is okay, any of the characters will say that yes, I am matching with the vowel, just return true, otherwise return false. Okay, now you can see I have the bool halves are alike function that is going to take a parameter string s. Now I have the left as 0 and right as 0, which is basically counting the number of vowels in the left part and right part of the substring s. Now you can see I just iterate up to n by 2, and again iterate from n by 2 to the last of them, and check if is vowel of s of I, then increment left, and similar to the case, check for the right one also. If is vowel to the right, then increment right and return left equal to right. Why this is going to be a good solution? Just because you can see my space, that is you can see my I'm not going to use any extra space, like I'm just using some variables. I'm not going to use some arrays, like, okay, and you can also see the bit operations are always going to be very fast, and that is I'm going to check the vowels. Okay, so let's submit this code and check it out if this is going to work fine or not. Okay, yes, it is good. Runtime is 4ms, faster than 73% of online submissions of CPP. So if you have any doubts, let me know in the comment section of the video, and I will ask the viewers to like this video, share this video, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel for latest updates. Thank you for watching this video.